Shalom, I'm Rabbi Jonathan Ginsburg. This video is about Bahai and Judaism. I live not too far from the Baha'i temple in Wilmette, the main spiritual center, in fact the only religious shrine of Baha'i in America. There are some around the world. I've also visited the main Baha'i World Center in Haifa. I want to tell you a little bit about Baha'i and what my critique of it in terms of Judaism. First of all, there's a lot of similarity. The background is it started as an offshoot of Shiite Islam, the middle of the 19th century, and the original leaders were persecuted. The main Baha'i guy believes he is the most recent prophet and comes as kind of a cap to all the other prophets. Baha'i claims to recognize the legitimacy of other religious traditions and that the main prophets of Judaism, namely Moses, and of Christianity, of Islam, of Zoroastrianism, of Shiite, the 12th Imam of Shiite Islam, are all legitimate prophets in their view, and that his is the final revelation. That, of course, we don't agree with. They believe there's only one God, through the Creator known by many names. That Judaism definitely believes in. There's only one religion progressively revealed. As I mentioned, Judaism does not believe that. There's Judaism for Jews, and that there are other legitimate religious paths for other people. You don't have to be Jewish. You don't have to be Baha'i. You can be whatever you want as long as you observe the laws of Noah, basic human decency and civilization. They say that all the world's peoples belong to one human family. The differences in skin color, appearance, culture, and language are a result of environmental differences. That's definitely a Jewish teaching from thousands of years ago, way before Baha'i. The great sages taught that. The Bible begins with one Adam precisely to teach that. I explain in my videos on Jewish values that concept, that we have one Adam to begin the Torah so that no one can say my father is better than you. It's definitely a Jewish teaching that all the world's peoples belong to one human family. They want to secure the world peace. Well, the most important concept in Judaism is Rodef Shalom, ensuring equal rights and privileges for women. Genesis begins with that men and women are created equal, that God made humanity, male and female, He created them. One of the issues with Baha'i is that there are no females, we believe, serving on their international council, which is a problem. Abandon all forms of prejudice? Absolutely. Eliminate extremes of wealth and poverty? The Torah tries to do that. Harmonizing religion and science? Absolutely, that's something that the medieval Jewish philosophers and some of the great thinkers of Judaism have long taught. Universal literacy. The Jewish people have been the most successful people in the world in promoting literacy for all. Adopting a universal language to facilitate communication. That's certainly a challenge. Jews tried that with Ladino for Spanish Jews, with Yiddish for Ashkenazic Jews. Certainly English is becoming kind of a universal language, but it would be nice if people can all speak to each other, although the story of the Tower of Babel indicates to us this probably is an impossibility. So, in other words, there are many ideas here in Baha'i that are taught by Judaism. Some of the best ideas of Baha'i have been taught for Judaism for thousands of years. Namely, how we're all one human family. There's just the human race. There are Jews of every religion, culture, and race. That we long for world peace. That we believe in equal rights for men and women. That we believe in universal literacy. That we believe that everyone should have certain basic benefits and to eliminate the extremes of income. What we don't believe is that all of these other prophets are successors to Moses and legitimate prophecy. Sure, they're wonderful teachers, but one of the great problems with Baha'i then is that what do you do with the contradictions that exist between them? For example, Muhammad clearly advocated submitting. The word Islam is submitting to God, and you have to be Islam or nothing. How can that coexist with a religion like Judaism? They don't think being Jewish is legitimate, or being Christian is legitimate. And Baha'i also thinks that Judaism is a kind of a baby religion, and people should grow into Baha'i. Well, we don't believe that to be true. Most of the profound ideas in Baha'i came from Judaism, as did most of the ideas in Christianity and Islam. And the idea that somehow it's been superseded by Baha'i, we simply don't accept. It's also interesting they have no clergy, which as a rabbi, I don't know about that. They also don't have a lot of prayer houses. They have one in Wilmette here, and otherwise people pray in homes or They don't take very seriously the issue of having a sacred prayer space other than this magnificent building in Wilmette and a few around the world. They hope someday to have one, I believe, in every community. One of the amazing things about the Wilmette Baha'i House is that they started building it in the early part of the 20th century, and they didn't complete it until the middle of the 20th century. That as they had the resources, they continued to build it, and they only take money from Baha'i worshippers. So that's a little bit of my analysis of Baha'i. I want to stress again the beautiful parts of it, which should be embraced, namely that all humanity is one race, just like the teaching of one Adam, the desire for universal peace, equality of men and women, elimination of prejudice, the idea of universal literacy, all ideas taught by the Jewish sages thousands of years before. Thank you.